Hello, this is Daniel, and today I'm going to be talking about some up and coming features to my website and how it's going to benefit you and what my focus is. This website is my own personal website to showcase my own art, studies and to help others learn. Before we go any further, I want to let you in on my mindset. You see, I believe that while art theory can be taught, to produce good art, it comes from the application of knowledge, and this can't be taught. But it can be learnt from experience, practical experience. This means your own time and effort is what gets the better results. And with the right knowledge and application of it, you'll grow and you'll become better and faster at what you do. Now, we're living in an age where information is in abundance. We don't have to learn things the hard way. We've got books, internet and video to learn from. We can learn information, workflow, practices and theories, and dare I say, even set rules for us to learn from, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But I'll talk a bit more of that in a minute. Being creative comes from freedom, and if you want to be more creative, then don't lock yourself to too many rules. Play with ideas, have fun and enjoy what you're doing. I'm going to let you in on a secret. The tutor gains just as much, if not more, than the student in most cases. But why? This is because the tutor has to put in the time and effort to learn, apply and streamline the method that he or she is going to teach. Simply watching videos or reading books does not make you a better artist until you apply that knowledge. A tutor has to do both, but a student with self-paced training can do one or both. Which one are you? I used to watch tutorials and have the thought that there must be a set way, the best way to do a task, or the only way to get certain results. But over time, the truth be told is that you must find your own way by piecing together information and workflows and practices from others and from the experiences of your own into your own way of working. Workflows are really getting flows in your work, moving through the process in a timely manner, avoiding technical restraints and getting the best results. Now, although there should be freedom to get creative, the application of knowledge does not always mean we have to have total freedom. There are still some rules. Things that can't be avoided are the things that I'm talking about. These are things like the technical problems that you may come against, such as polygon count, edge flow, UV mapping and many more fundamental technical aspects of working within CG. The foundations of your craft are absolutely essential. I cannot emphasize on that more. Being eager to jump ahead will only delay your progress. Human anatomy is the structure of skeleton, muscle, tendon and even fat that combines to make up the beautiful forms as a whole, with rhythm and gesture and balance included to make it come alive. I remember 11 years ago I sat in front of my computer screen attempting to sculpt a male figure in Zbrush. I knew that, like most people do, basic anatomy, you know, the pecs, biceps, quads. I blotted out these shapes in a rather random fashion, although it felt quite intentional at the time. And even though it wasn't perfect, I was quite impressed with what I saw. I knew at that particular point that I needed to understand anatomy much better, so I started to dig about on the internet, getting images and reading a bit more on the subject. Little did I know that the seemingly small door I opened was going to keep me busy for some time. as each time I thought I finally got it, there was another aspect to it that I still didn't understand. I now know and appreciate that I'm always going to be learning on this subject, and I'm very happy about that. There were some things along the way which I felt I could have learnt much faster had somebody pointed out what now seems to me to be very obvious. Technical forms made into simple shapes, basically. Maybe it was the long and hard path I had to take which made me examine things a little bit deeper to gain me the understanding that I've got now. But still, I felt that not everyone would be willing to go into the depths that I've gone through, and maybe with a little bit of help to simplify forms, it will get most people off their feet into understanding what they need to understand about their sculpting of anatomy. Over the coming months, I'm going to be expanding my website. I will add mostly free and some paid for training to give you some valuable knowledge that I picked up over the last 12 years. Knowledge from the use of tools, technical aspects of workflow production for animation ready characters. Human anatomy will be covered from the bones, muscles to fat, and how these combine to produce dynamic rhythms in a figure. So let's go and see a sneak peek of what's to come in the next few months. One of the first steps I like to do if I want to keep creative is to do some concepting work within Zbrush. To do this, I like to work with as many references as possible, gathered from all over the place, internet and my own personal library. This isn't to necessarily copy directly from them, but to trigger off ideas as to what kind of character I want to create and the backstory for that character. In this particular case, we'll be using many tools to get the best results and speed of the process. We'll be looking at the basic anatomy also during this stage to get the realistic, anatomically correct results. We'll then be working from Zbrush into Modo. We're going to be quickly retopologizing our model. Now I have some real good gems in there for you here because I found my own personal unique way to produce really fast topology that's really clean for animation. We're then going to be moving on for the intent of the technicalities of the model itself. In this particular case, for the intention of animation. So we're going to be looking at the deformation of joints and how to get the best results using the geometry. Then we're going to be moving on to the texture painting, detail sculpting, map production and UV map workflows, the technical aspects. Finally, we're going to be taking our character, we're going to be applying a rig using ACS2 within Modo, adjusting the weighting and joint correction so that we can get the best deformation within our rigging. Finally, we're going to be looking at the rendering process, setting up lights, and we're going to be using a combination of Keyshot and Modo. And of course, as well as looking at the post-production techniques to give you the best results from within Photoshop. There's many more aspects to the training that I'm going to be providing, but this gives you a glimpse on some of the things that I'm going to be covering in the up and coming months. So check back often over the next few months and feel free to contact me to give me any feedback. Thanks for listening and bye for now.